This is part and included in one of what we call the collapsing timelines. Many different scenarios that appear to be almost Armageddon-like may continue to present themselves and penetrate consciousness. This is done for the purpose of creating chaos and panic and fear. It is very important to direct your attention to the frequency of trust, to the frequency of abundance, to the frequency and the remembering that you are in alignment in the perfect place at the perfect time for your soul's evolution. You can choose to grasp or to hoard or to collect things or to shift or to change your money or currency. There are infinite amount of potential timelines around your financial system that are coming in right now very rapidly. One of those particular timelines, yes, is the collapse of how you have perceived the exchange of money to date. And the savings and the things in which you have in place would disappear as numbers on a screen that simply are no longer there. But yet you must remember that that is all they have ever been, and nothing more but numbers in which you have all agreed upon that are either there or not there. As you are collectively moving into higher frequency as individual groups that collaborate into a higher web of light, you will begin to be the energy and the frequency of the particular timeline that will choose you, and you will be safe and protected. There are certain things that you might decide, depending on which timeline you are rising toward or with, to protect yourself. But we can assure you that if this collapse does occur, it occurs for all of humanity simultaneously, in which you will be forced to create shifts and changes collectively together. For it is not that all, at all the time, simultaneously will find themselves in a deep state of deprivation and lack. It is when you attune or plug into this frequency of fear, you are perpetuating the potentiality of the timeline. These timelines are going to continue to pop up. And as they do so, they can as easily as they have arrived disappear and collapse, depending upon the amount of beings in human form, meaning the humans choose to place attention upon them. And that is why we encourage you to continue to find balance, to find harmony, to find peace within. You may say, well, I would have peace within if the angel Raphael would tell me if I should move my money to cryptocurrency, or if I should put it under my mattress or take it out of my bank account. But even if you were to do any and all of these things, it perhaps would be a temporary solution to the timeline in which you're speaking of, because that particular timeline would create enormous change in which communities would come together, and the way in which you exchange goods and services would shift, and you as a whole would shift. And so there will continue to be choice points between organic and inorganic timelines. And so as you hold the frequency of trust, knowing in the depth of your own being that you are cared for, that you are safe, that things will come into alignment, synchronicities will occur, others will stand to protect you, and you for yourself, all is well. Continue to hold that inner knowing and that trust, to live at a higher standard, not to drop into the fear of potential pop-up timelines that as fast as you are approaching them, as quickly as they are appearing, and as intense as they might seem, are also disappearing, and new ones built on peace and unity, love, collaboration, prosperity, and free energy are also popping up. Notice that through the military complex, wars might appear. But if you place your attention on that, the polarity of that will appear also, in which peace will come up and agreements of union will appear. There will always be a polarity or an opposite to that in which you place attention upon. And as you collectively, through the web of creation and the Mother Source creation grid, collectively choose to see free energy and the shackles of lack disappearing as you move into an energy of freedom and abundance for all, you then collectively create that. That decision is not based on what many of you call the controllers, but only if you give them your energy and they feed off the emotion and the vibration of fear. If fear is not emanating out from the collective, and the collective is able to maintain a state of harmony within the structure of their blueprint, holding the vibration and the vision of unity and freedom and prosperity for all, then that particular timeline disappears. It collapses because it has nowhere to hook in or to plug into the matrix as a projection in your experience. The projection in which you experience is based on the frequency that is held. And yes, you are interconnected to the collective. And so, yes, it is not only your own personal experience of your own vibration, but that of the collective. And that is why feeding into the collective fear or scenarios or stories in which lack pervades across your planet of great despair in which there is not enough perpetuates that timeline that to this moment is simply a pop-up, a window, a sliver into a potentiality that does not need to come into form for the collective as true.